health, and longevity. If you want to consume more plant-based foods, if you want to abstain from junk foods, if you want to consume fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, and herbs, and avoid dead flesh, artificial flavors and colorings, sweeteners, anything that is unreal basically, purchase this particular manual, The Easiest Way to Become a Vegan by Pharaoh Ramesses El Aton, who has been a vegan 40 plus years. He will take you step by step on how to abstain from the junk foods, how to abstain from the dead flesh, the chicken, the turkey, the pork, beef, and all sorts of animal products. Purchase this particular manual, The Easiest Way to Become a Vegan, to eat more natural. Remember that the herbs are for the healing of the nations. Let food be your medicine and let medicine be your food. Consume of every fruit-bearing and herb-bearing tree. Unto you it shall be for meat. Purchase this particular manual, The Easiest Way to Become a Vegan by Pharaoh Ramesses El Aton. Peace, health, and longevity.
All right, good day, one and all. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you're feeling well. Hope you're feeling healthy. And I got a little bit of bad news because a lot of us use bottled water. A lot of us drink water out of the small plastic bottles. And it's been reported that bottled water consumers could be ingesting large amounts of microparticles. I have been trying my best to eliminate plastic. I'm getting there. I got just a little ways to go. I purchased some more protein powder yesterday, and I made sure I got the one in the bag. I didn't get the one in the big plastic container. So I'm slowly eliminating plastics. I'm going to eliminate metal as far as putting metal in my mouth by this summer. I'm going to switch to like wooden spoon, wooden forks. I'm already using cast iron pots. I will get a couple stainless steel pots. They say they don't have any, nothing comes off of the stainless steel. But I'm not going to use them to cook in. I use them just to maybe warm up something. I got glass teapots that I've used to make this tea. I've been drinking out of glass. I've been drinking out of mason jars and glasses. I mostly use mason jars for myself because glasses don't hold enough. And if I get a mason jar and I fill it full of liquid, it encourages me to be hydrated. Sometime a glass, I'll drink the glass, sit it down, and I won't get any more. Well, once I drink a glass of this, there's still going to be a lot left over. So it's a way to keep me hydrated. Right now, I'm drinking some dried soursop leaves. You can get these at Amazon, Gnaw Life. I'm very satisfied with the brand. You get 200 leaves, so it lasts a long time. That's what I'm drinking right now. I've increased my consumption of tea, but I've been cutting back on plastic. It says people who drink bottled water on a daily basis ingest 90,000 more microplastic particles each year. And the interesting thing, they say 90,000 more. I'm not sure what that means. That means on top of the microplastics we ingested and everything else? I'm not sure. But it says drinking water in a plastic bottle contains countless particles too small to see. New research finds that people who drink water from them on a daily basis ingest far more microplastics than those who don't. When I work out, I use a glass jar that has a cover on it so it won't break. I'll show you. Give me a minute. This is what I use. This is what I use. It's glass. The only plastic I have to worry about is if I drink out of this, which I don't. I drink out of this, and this is a really hard plastic. This is not that, so I don't think this is going to cause no problems. Not sitting down in the. This is this is what I take to the gym. It's nice. Another thing I like about this is it tells you rise and shine. Let's get started. Remember your goal. Keep it up. Halfway there. So it has writing to encourage you to let you know how much you've drank. Nice. I like it. By bumping on something, good to see you, Angela. If I bumping on something, I don't have to worry about it breaking. It's nice. Yeah, real classy. Holds a lot of water. I find that I drink a lot of water in the gym. I haven't been in the gym in a while because of the flu that's going around. And I don't want to be in there with people coughing and breathing while we're working out. I'm thinking that my chest will be wide open, my lungs will be wide open. Everybody's breathing hard, and I'm not sure uh, what's going on with this flu. I'm not sure. I ain't gonna lie. So I'm trying to avoid it at all costs. And so they telling us to beware of plastic bottles. All right. A review estimated that the average person ingests anywhere from 39,000 to 52,000 microplastic particles per year. However, if a person gets their daily recommended water intake solely from single use bottled water, the number jumps to 90,000 additional microplastics per year. By comparison, the team estimated that those who drink only tap water ingest about 40,000 microplastics per year. only, well, they didn't say only, they said drink only tap water. We're just surrounded by forever chemicals and plastic. Yes, recent research confirms that drinking bottled water can lead to ingesting significant amounts of microplastic particles, with estimates suggesting exclusive bottled water drinkers could consume up to 90,000 extra particles annually compared to tap water users, primarily from bottle caps, sunlight exposure, and physical manipulation, though the full health impact of these tiny plastics are still being studied. How microplastics get into bottled water. Bottle components. Particles are released from the bottleneck and cap during opening and closing and drinking. Environmental factors. Sunlight and temperature changes can cause plastic to break down, releasing particles. Physical manipulation, squeezing bottles also contribute to shedding plastic fragments. Key finding from recent studies, high particle counts. A study in the Journal of Hazardous Materials found bottled water can contain thousands of particles per liter, with nanoplastics even smaller being far more numerous. Annual intake an exclusive bottled water drinker might ingest about 90,000 microplastic particles per year, while tap water drinkers ingest around 4,000. So 90,000 versus 4,000. Nanoplastics. New techniques reveal about 240,000 detectable plastic fragments, mostly nanoplastic, per liter, a much higher figure than previously estimated. Yeah, because then the water's got to be transferred, bottled, probably gets a lot of nanoplastic just in the process in the factory, just putting it in new bottles. There's probably lots of dust, plastic dust on the new bottles. Because it's not like when they're cutting those bottles, they're cleaning them. So when those bottles are made, they're made in factories full of nanoplastics, which means the water place is full of nanoplastics probably everywhere because they got so many empty bottles in the water bottle factory where somewhere they got to put the water in the bottle, which means they got a lot of plastic bottles, hundreds of thousands of plastic bottles in the factory that puts the water in the bottle. It's absolutely crazy. High particle counts. A study in the Journal of Hazardous Material found bottled water could contain thousands of particles per liter, with nanoplastics even smaller. It's crazy. Yep, a study in the Journal of Hazardous Materials found bottled water can contain thousands of particles per liter, with nanoplastics being far more numerous. Annual intake. An exclusive bottled water drinker might ingest 90,000 microplastic particles per year, while tap water drinkers ingest around 4,000. And you can see a study finds microplastics in 93% of bottled water. And this is an old study from about 3 or 4 years ago. This is not even new. So then you got the forever chemicals. So, yes, many plastic water bottles, especially carbonated, and some steel brands contain PFAS, right? Per and pyrofluoroalkyl substances, or what they call forever chemicals. And forever chemicals last forever. That's why they call them forever chemicals. And they're all in the rivers, they're all in the lakes, they're all in the oceans because the factory's been dumping these forever chemicals and they use them to make your no-stick pots, your carpets, a lot of your bedding. They're using forever chemicals. You're surrounded by this poison. Forever chemicals, which can leach from the plastic package into the water, as shown by studies from Consumer Reports and universities, though the FDA found levels below their new public drinking standard in recent tests. These chemicals are used in manufacturing of the containers and have been linked to various health issues, with purification methods like reverse osmosis potentially reducing PFAS's forever chemical content. How forever chemicals get into plastic. Fluorination process. Plastic is high density polyethylene. Polyethylene. Poly anything don't sound like nothing I should be drinking. Are often treated with fluorine gas at high temperatures, fluorination, to create a barrier against moisture and oxygen, making them stronger and more resistant. Leaching. Forever chemicals from this treatment process can then migrate or leach out of the plastic container and into the contents such as food and cleaning products. Common plastic sources, food packaging, for like grease resistant wrappers, microwave popcorn bags, and some food containers. Containers for other products, household cleaners, pesticides, and personal care items like your deodorant that you're rubbing right where your glands is at. Probably certain toothpaste. But all the little things that we be using that's got in plastic, like stuff like this cocoa butter. See, they just poison you all the way around. There's plastic materials in the cocoa butter when you use it. Let that sink in. Let that. Look, I bought some dates. What's it in? See, see how they got you trapped. You see, and there's no way it ain't coming off of here. Ain't no way. So it's messed up. It's a big opportunity for inventors. Right now, you can make a fortune if you can come up with some natural containers that really store the food. You'll be a multimillionaire, probably a billionaire, possibly a trillionaire. If you can replace some of this plastic, you'd make a fortune. So there is opportunity for those out there that are creative that can come up with something. I would expect glass sales to go through the roof once everybody finds out glass is going to be very valuable. That would also be a good look to open a glass factory, either make the products or um, buy wholesale and sell retail, because everybody's going to switch. Wood, like I got a wood toothbrush. I got rid of my plastic toothbrush. So I got the wood with the natural bristles. That's going to be the future. As cancer rates rise, people are going to panic and they're going to start doing everything they can to avoid going through what a lot of times their parents went through, or their spouse went through, or their grandparents went through, sometimes even what their children went through. Yeah, a lot of that clothing uh, uh, is made in environments with just anything on it, and it's leaching right into your skin. Yeah, I'm switching to all wood utensils. By July, I'll be all wood utensils. I'll be I should be close to 95% glass, and I should be down to maybe 2% or 5% plastic. Yeah, I'm planning this year to eliminate buying a lot of things. I'm going to start making a lot of things myself. Switch out my, I switched out my, I make sure I don't buy a blender. It's got to be glass. So I'm just buying glass. I'm buying stainless steel, something I don't want to use that cheap metal that's going to get in my food. And it's hard. I'm getting there. I switched my dishes some years ago to cast iron. And now I've been eliminating glass. If I'm gonna buy a product, I'm looking for something that's not in plastic. I don't want it in plastic. So I've been slowly eliminating that, cutting that out. And maybe if we cut enough things out personally, maybe it'll make a difference outside, because we're just surrounded by toxins and poisons. It's a shame. When you go outside, every breath you take is no telling what's in it, no telling how far you are from some toxic factory. It's really uh, mind boggling. It really is. When you really start looking into it, and what we do in our health with these different foods and products, and then when you look at the manufacturing, everything we doing, what it's doing to the environment, and it's just like, even if you're trying to take care of yourself, you still might wake up underwater, because the environment is. We live in a world where people just think they just want to enjoy life and ignore the consequences, and to the point where the things we doing, by the time we get the punishment for it, we don't even connect the dots. We don't know that this happened because of this. There's a lot of people that really don't know why their house keep flooding and why the weather's acting crazy. They really don't understand. But we doing this, and then it's causing that, and they happening in a way where you can't really see that that came from this. Because you can do certain things in one country that'll cause an environmental catastrophe in a whole nother country. Because the planet's moving, the weather's moving, clouds are moving, weather patterns are moving. So you can do something up here, over here, to make the clouds grab a whole bunch of moisture, but it might not dump it on you. It might go over here and dump it on them. But I just wanted to let y'all know to try to cut back on the plastic. Let everybody know. Start looking at things like that for gifts. They'll never know you tried to help them out. You want to buy your parents something, get them some glassware, you know, like my water bottle, your dad works out. Get him the glass water bottle with the cover on it. Say, yeah, I bought you this for Father's Day. I bought you this for your birthday or whatever. And be like, yeah, Dad, I'm trying to make sure you cut back on some of the plastic. Plant a little seed. And be like, thanks, that's real wise of you. That's real nice of you. I'm gonna have to check it out. Everybody check out the book called Plant Powered. It does almost feel like they're trying to kill us, but I don't. Kind of in some ways, yeah, population control, but a lot of it is just greed for money. And then when you look at the fact, Angela, how many rich people is getting sick, and they're the investors in these things, and they're paying for it. But yeah, it in a way, if you believe in dark energy, there's definitely a dark energy behind it, and that's the goal of that dark energy. Now, whether the people know that the dark energy is leading them that way is another story. But it's definitely a dark energy that's causing people to do things that turn out bad. Because you can look at the earth and tell that it was made in a way where you wasn't getting all this stuff. There was no plastic. There was no mortgage. There was no rent. There was no stress. You didn't have to go make a living. You just lived. So it's almost like one bad habit creates 1,000 bad habits, and 1,000 bad habits create 1 billion. But just do the best you can do, y'all. I just wanted to let you know that so you can try to cut back as best as possible. Go get yourself a Berkey and start to clean your water yourself and do your best. Do your best to try to take care of yourself because, we just surrounded by toxins. You know what I'm saying? So stay healthy.